Vision IH www.visionis.in. Answers and explanation General STUIDs P Test 2129-2017. Q1.A Statement 1 is correct. The SDGs, also known as Global Goals, build on the success of the Millennium Development Goals MDGs and aim to go further to end all forms of poverty. They include the 17 Sustainable Development Goals SDGs and 169 targets. Statement 2 is not correct. The new goals are universal and apply to all countries, whereas the MDGs were intended for action in developing countries only. Statement 3 is not correct. The Sustainable Development Goals SDGs are not legally binding. Q2.B Statement 1 is not correct. AAVE contemplates identification of poorest of the poor families from amongst the BVL families covered under TPDs. Statement 2 is correct. The beneficiaries receive 35 kilograms of food grains per household per month at a highly subsidized rate of 2 per kilograms for wheat and 3 per kilograms for rice. Q3.E This act applies A to any person who is a Hindu by religion in any of its forms or developments, including a Vairashaiva, a Layat or a follower of the Brahmo, Prarthanai or Asambhavi to any person who is a Buddhist, China or Sikh by religion, and C to any other person who is not a Muslim, Christian, Parsi or Jew by religion, unless it is proved that any such person would not have been governed by the Hindu law or by any custom or usage as part of the law in respect of any of the matters dealt with herein if this act had not been passed. Q4.D Statement 1 is not correct. The Administered Pricing Mechanism APM was abolished from 2002, consequent to the deregulation of the oil sector in India. The government notified that pricing of all petroleum products except PDS, kerosene and domestic LPG would be market determined. Statement 2 is not correct. In June 2006, based on the recommendations of the Rangarajan Committee, the government changed the pricing mechanism for petrol and diesel from import parity to trade parity being the weighted average of import parity and export parity prices in a ratio of 80 minutes and 20 seconds, while the pricing of PDS, kerosene and domestic LPG continues on import parity basis. Q5.A All revenues received by government, loans raised by it, and also its receipts from recoveries of loans granted by it, form a consolidated fund. All expenditure of government is incurred from the consolidated fund and no amount can be withdrawn from the fund without authorization from Parliament. Hence Statement 1 is correct. Besides the normal receipts and expenditure of government which relate to the consolidated fund, certain other transactions enter government accounts, in respect of which government acts more as a banker. For example, transactions relating to provident funds, small savings collections and other deposits, etc. The monies thus received are kept in the public account and the connected disbursements are also made from there. Parliamentary authorization for such payments from the public account is, therefore, not required. Hence Statement 2 is incorrect. www.freeupsmaterials.wordpress.com to www.visionis.in Copyright Vision IAS. Occasions may arise when government may have to meet urgent unforeseen expenditure pending authorization from Parliament. The contingency fund is an impressed place at the disposal of the President to incur such expenditure. Parliamentary approval for such expenditure and for withdrawal of an equivalent amount from the consolidated fund is subsequently obtained and the amount spent from contingency fund is subsequently recouped to the fund. Hence Statement 3 is incorrect. Q6.8 The Tibetan medicine system is known as Sota Rigpa Amchi. The system of Sota Rigpa is practiced in many parts of India, viz. Ladakh, Sikkim, Darjeeling, Mundai, Awak and West Cayman regions of Arunachal Pradesh, etc. The medicine has been recognized by Government of India by amending the Indian Medicine Central Council IMCC Act 2010. The National Institute of Sota Rigpa has been established at Leh in Jammu and Kashmir. Q7.The FSB was established in 2009 under the aegis of G20 by bringing together the national authorities, standard-setting bodies and international financial institutions for addressing vulnerabilities and developing and implementing strong regulatory, supervisory and other policies in the interest of financial stability. Hence Statements 1 and 2 are correct. India is an active member of the FSB. Hence Statement 3 is correct. It has 3 seats in its plenary represented by Secretary and Deputy Governor, RBI and Chairman, SEBI. Regular interaction with FSB takes place through meetings and periodic conference call. Q8.D Prahan Mantri Krishisan Chayojana PMKZ conceived in 2015 is an umbrella scheme for coverage of more and more area under assured irrigation as early as possible. Its major components are by Accelerated Irrigation Benefits Program AIVP for major and medium irrigation, including national projects, IIRCAT-KO Danny, which includes Command Area Development and Water Management CAD and WM Works, surface minor irrigation, irrigation through groundwater and repair, renovation and restoration of water bodies, IIPR, drop more crop for promotion of micro irrigation, and IV watershed development for rainwater harvesting, effective management of the runoff water, prevention of soil erosion, regeneration of natural vegetation and recharging of the groundwater table. Hence, all the statements are correct. Q9.A Prasar Bharati is a statutory autonomous body established under the Prasar Bharati Act and came into existence on November 23, 1997. It is the public service broadcaster of the country. The objectives of public service broadcasting are achieved in terms of Prasar Bharati Act through All India Radio and Doordarshan, which earlier were working as media units under the Ministry of I&B. Press Council of India is not part of Prasar Bharati. Q10.A Statement 1 is correct. At the time of presentation of the annual financial statement before Parliament, the Finance Bill is also presented in fulfillment of the requirement of Article 110(1)A of the Constitution, detailing the imposition, abolition, remission, alteration or regulation of taxes proposed in the budget. The Finance Bill is a money bill as defined in Article 110 of the Constitution. Statement 2 is not correct. The purpose of the vote on account is to keep government functioning, pending voting of final supply. The vote on account is obtained from Parliament through an appropriation vote on account bill. Q11.C Statement 1 is correct. India organized the South Asian Annual Disaster Management Exercise (SOMEX) in November 2015 at New Delhi to provide participants with an opportunity to discuss disaster response plans and capabilities of SAARC countries. Statement 2 is correct. All the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation SAARC member countries participated in this joint exercise. This was the first ever joint exercise to be conducted by the www.freeupsmaterials.wordpress.com 3 www.visionis.in Copyright Vision IAS National Disaster Response Force NDRF of India. Through the exercise, the important aspects of responding to disasters by pooling of resources/expertise was addressed, and also the imperative of presenting a well-coordinated response within the SAARC region was emphasized. Q12.D1 Siddhache, according to this system, the human body is the replica of the universe, and so are the food and drugs irrespective of their origin. Like Ayurveda, this system believes that all objects in the universe, including human body, are composed of 5 basic elements, namely earth, water, fire, air and sky. The food, which the human body takes, and the drugs it uses are all made of these 5 elements. The proportion of the elements present in the drugs varies, and their preponderance or otherwise is responsible for certain actions and therapeutic results. This system also deals with the concept of salvation in life. The exponents of this system consider achievement of this state is possible by medicines and meditation. 2. Homeopathy. The word homeopathy is derived from 2 Greek words, homos meaning similar and pathos meaning suffering. Homeopathy simply means treating diseases with remedies, prescribed in minute doses, which are capable of producing symptoms similar to the disease when taken by healthy people. It is based on the natural law of Feeling similia simili bus curantur, which means likes are cured by likes. 3. Naturopathy. All diseases, their causes and treatment are one. Except for traumatic and environmental conditions, the cause of all diseases is one, i.e. accumulation of morbid matter in the body. The treatment of all diseases is elimination of morbid matter from the body. Nature is the greatest healer. The human body itself has the healing power to prevent itself from disease and regain health if unhealthy. According to naturopathy, food is only the medicine. No external